Welcome to IdyDan Stories, where faith meets real life through powerful, inspiring dramas. Today's story, He Thought He Was Irreplaceable, reminds us that pride may take us high, but humility keeps us standing. Stay tuned till the end, you'll be blessed.
Good morning, team. I hope everyone's fired up for another day of learning from the best. Yours truly. Honestly, I don't know how this office would survive without me. Sometimes I wonder how things ran before I got here. Good morning, Michael. We were just getting started with the reports from yesterday's meeting. The manager asked that everyone review their section before lunch. Reports? Oh, don't worry, John. I'll handle that later. You know how it goes, when I touch a report, it becomes flawless. Maybe you all should just wait for me before submitting yours. Wouldn't want the manager comparing my work with everyone else's, it wouldn't be fair. There he goes again. Every morning it's the same thing, Michael acting like he's the reason this company exists.
Yeah, but the boss seems to like his confidence. I just hope one day he realizes confidence without humility can be dangerous. Good morning, Michael. I see your confidence is as strong as ever. But remember, leadership isn't about proving you're the best, it's about bringing out the best in others. The team functions best when everyone contributes, not just when one person shines.
Of course, Sarah. I completely agree. But let's be honest, you and I both know that some of these people wouldn't even know what excellence looks like if they didn't see me doing it every day. I'm just trying to set the standard.
Michael, setting a standard is good. But humility keeps that standard respected. When pride becomes the focus, it blinds even the most talented person. Don't forget, every position, no matter how high, can be replaced if attitude outweighs skill.
Oh, come on, Sarah. I know you appreciate my work. Besides, everyone here knows that if I ever left, this office would fall apart in a week. I'm irreplaceable.
Sometimes, pride walks in unnoticed, disguised as confidence. But every rise built on arrogance eventually meets a fall that teaches humility.
All right, everyone. I'll get straight to the point. The results you're all seeing on that chart, yes, the impressive upward trend in sales and client retention. That's the product of my strategy and hard work. Without me, I honestly don't think this company would have made it this far. Let's be honest with ourselves. Who else here could have landed the Anderson contract? Who else could have negotiated those rates last quarter? I've given this company direction, structure, and success. I know it might sound bold, but it's simply the truth. I mean, you can't deny results, right? Well, Michael, you've done great work, no doubt about that. But I think everyone here has played an important part too. It's been a collective effort, the marketing team, finance, even logistics. We've all been pushing to reach those goals together. John, I appreciate your enthusiasm, really. But let's face the facts. Effort means little without direction. You could all work as hard as you want, but without someone like me steering the ship, this place would have hit the rocks a long time ago. I'm not just another employee. I'm the reason this team performs the way it does.
Michael, confidence is valuable, and we can all agree that you've brought good results to the company. But I think it's also important to recognize that success doesn't belong to one person alone. A company stands because of unity, not individual achievement. A single hand can't clap by itself, it needs the other.
Sarah, I respect your management wisdom, I really do. But I've always believed that some people are simply born to lead, and others are born to follow. You can train, coach, and motivate, but there are natural talents you just can't teach. I guess that's why I stand out. I was born for this. Michael, you're definitely talented, no one's denying that. But real leadership isn't about standing out, it's about lifting others up. If we only focus on what we can do, we might miss what God or life is trying to teach us through others. Even the best leaders need help sometimes. David, that's a nice speech. Sounds like something you'd hear at a Sunday sermon. But this is business, not a motivational talk. Out here, it's survival of the fittest, and I happen to be the fittest.
Michael, I hope you remember those words. Because sometimes life has a way of testing the strength we think we have. Pride may lift us for a while, but it's humility that keeps us standing when the ground starts to shake. When arrogance becomes louder than gratitude, wisdom becomes harder to hear. Every boast is a seed, and sooner or later, the fruit of that seed will appear. Come in.
You called for me, Sarah? Let me guess, another round of congratulations for a job well done?
You may sit. Michael, you know I value your contribution to this company. You're skilled, talented, and confident in what you do, and that's something every good team needs. But lately, I've noticed something that concerns me. It's not about your results, it's about your attitude. The way you speak to others, the way you treat your colleagues. It's creating tension. People feel belittled around you.
Hurting the team? Come on, Sarah. I'm not hurting anyone. I'm just making people see what excellence looks like. You know how it is. Some people get uncomfortable when they're standing next to someone who's driven. If that's what you're talking about, then maybe it's not my attitude that's the problem. Maybe it's their lack of ambition.
Michael, ambition is good. God Himself wants us to work with diligence and passion. But pride is something different. Pride isolates. It blinds. It makes you believe that everything revolves around your effort, your brilliance, your success. You've started seeing yourself as the standard, instead of a part of the team. And when a person starts believing that others are beneath them, it doesn't matter how gifted they are, their fall is only a matter of time.
Fall? Sarah, I'm not falling anytime soon. Look, I've worked hard for my position here. Every late night, every deal I closed, every presentation I perfected, it wasn't luck. It was skill. I've earned my confidence. And if that makes people uncomfortable, maybe they should step up their game instead of complaining.
Confidence built on effort is healthy, Michael. But pride that shuts out correction is dangerous. You may think you're standing strong now, but the higher pride lifts you, the harder the fall when it happens. I've seen this story before. A brilliant employee, full of potential, loses everything not because of incompetence, but because of arrogance. Don't let that be your story.
With all due respect, Sarah, I think you're reading too much into this. I'm confident, yes, but I know what I bring to the table. This company depends on me more than you think. I'm not being arrogant, I'm being realistic.
Realism without humility becomes deception, Michael. When you start thinking the company can't function without you, that's when you've stopped seeing clearly. You may think you're indispensable, but no one ever truly is. Even the brightest stars fade if they forget who placed them in the sky. Pride comes before a fall, Michael. Be careful before the ground beneath you gives way.
Well, I appreciate the sermon, Sarah. But I'll take my chances. I know what I'm doing. Still, thanks for the concern. I'll make sure to keep being the example you warned me about.
Lord, open his eyes before it's too late. Pride closes the heart to wisdom. When counsel sounds like correction, the proud reject it. But every ignored warning is a step closer to a fall that could have been avoided.
You know, Michael is talented, there's no denying that. The man knows his job inside out. He's sharp, articulate, and he gets things done. But sometimes I wonder if he realizes how much damage pride can cause in a team. It's not his skill that's the problem, it's the way he looks down on everyone else. It's like he forgets that we're all working toward the same goal. I know what you mean, David. It's exhausting, honestly. Every time we try to share an idea, he either interrupts or finds a way to make it sound inferior. The sad part is, some of his points are actually good, but his attitude overshadows his brilliance. It's hard to admire someone who constantly makes you feel small.
I used to look up to him when he first joined. He was confident and full of ideas. But lately, it's like he's turned that confidence into a weapon. He talks to people like we're beneath him, as if we're lucky just to breathe the same air. I've seen good leaders, but what he's doing isn't leadership, it's domination.
It's true. Leadership without humility isn't leadership, it's just noise dressed up as confidence. And you can tell it's starting to affect the morale of the team. Some people have stopped speaking up in meetings because they already know he'll talk over them or take the credit. It's a dangerous cycle. Pride can make a person win arguments but lose respect. Sarah's been patient, more patient than most managers I've ever seen. I admire how she handles him. She doesn't embarrass him publicly, but she corrects him privately. That's wisdom. Still, even patience has limits. I'm starting to wonder how long she'll let this go on before something serious happens.
I noticed she's been observing him more closely lately. She's writing things down, taking notes during meetings, probably documenting his behavior. It's not a good sign when a manager starts doing that. She's giving him every chance to change, but he's too blinded by pride to see it.
The sad part is, he doesn't even realize what's coming. Life has a way of humbling people who think they can't fall. I just hope he listens before it's too late. Sarah gave him a warning the other day, told him pride comes before a fall. But from the look on his face, it's like her words went in one ear and out the other.
You know, sometimes I think people like Michael believe they're untouchable because of their success. But they forget that success without humility is like a house built on sand, it looks strong until the storm comes. And when it does, it all crumbles.
You're right. And storms don't always come in the form of punishment, sometimes they come as lessons. Maybe one day he'll realize that we weren't against him, we just wanted to work with him. So now they're gossiping about me? Typical. Jealousy always follows greatness.
When correction sounds like criticism, pride builds a wall around the heart. The humble see truth as a mirror. The proud see it as an attack. But every ignored whisper of warning becomes an echo that returns louder in time. All right, everyone. I called this meeting because we've received a major opportunity. The company has been shortlisted to present to one of our biggest potential clients, Ridgeway Enterprises. This presentation could mean a long-term partnership and a significant boost for the entire department. I've requested this team specifically because I believe each of you brings something valuable to the table. This will require teamwork, commitment, and clear communication from everyone involved.
Teamwork. Come on, Sarah. Let's be honest, we all know how this is going to play out. I'll handle the main part of the presentation while everyone else fills in the small details. You know, the usual routine. I've done this a dozen times before. Clients respond best when there's someone who knows how to take charge.
Michael, I understand your confidence, and yes, you've handled presentations well in the past. But this time, I want to make something very clear. This isn't a one-man show. Every member of this team will have a role to play. The client expects to see collaboration, not competition. This project will require input from marketing, finance, and logistics. If one person tries to do everything, we'll miss valuable perspectives, and that could cost us the contract.
Sarah, I hear you. But with all due respect, when I lead, things get done efficiently. Clients like confidence, and that's what I bring to the table. Sometimes too many voices just create confusion. If everyone tries to contribute equally, we'll end up with a messy presentation. It's better to let the person with the most experience, me, take the lead, and the rest can handle the smaller support tasks. Michael, no one is denying your experience or your confidence. But teamwork doesn't mean chaos, it means combining strengths. You're great with presentations, yes, but Lisa understands the analytics better than anyone, and John has a way with data interpretation that makes clients trust our numbers. We all have different gifts, and when we work together, those gifts complement each other.
Exactly. And clients notice teamwork more than individual brilliance. It shows unity and balance. It tells them that we can deliver not just through one person's skill, but through consistent collaboration.
Unity and balance are fine words, but clients don't sign contracts for team spirit. They sign because they're impressed.
Michael, you're right, clients are impressed by excellence. But what truly keeps them impressed is reliability, humility, and unity. They can sense pride just as easily as they sense confidence. There is a thin line between leading and dominating. This project will test not just our skills, but our ability to trust one another. If we fail to act as a team, no matter how good our presentation looks, we'll lose something more valuable than a contract. We'll lose integrity.
Well, Sarah, I appreciate your leadership speech, but I'll still take the lead on this. You'll see, it's better for everyone. I'll make sure the presentation shines.
All right, Michael. You can handle the main presentation segment since you're confident about it. But remember, this time, I expect you to coordinate with the team, not over them. Everyone here is accountable for this project's success, including you. The moment pride gets in the way of progress, it stops being leadership. All right, everyone, let's get to work. I'll be checking in daily. Remember, excellence means working together, not apart. Let's make this presentation something we can all be proud of.
Teamwork or not, they'll thank me when this deal goes through. I always deliver.
Lord, give him wisdom to see that talent without humility is like a candle without a flame, bright for a moment, then gone. Pride always promises success, but it blinds the heart to the strength found in unity. True greatness isn't proven by how well we lead others, but by how well we walk beside them.
If I don't do this, no one will. I'm the backbone of this company. Without me, these projects would fall apart. They call it teamwork, but let's be honest, half of them don't even understand what real effort looks like. They're lucky I'm here to keep things moving. Sarah keeps talking about humility and teamwork. What she doesn't realize is that people like me make teams successful. The rest just follow. Maybe I'll let them handle one project alone one day, then they'll finally understand how much they need me. Pride comes before a fall, she said. Funny. If pride looks like success, then maybe falling isn't so bad. People mistake confidence for arrogance because they can't handle excellence. Let's see. New figures for Ridgeway Enterprises, presentation layout perfect as always. Yes, this will impress them. I'll make sure it's flawless. They'll know who the real asset of this company is. Once the deal is sealed, even Sarah will have to admit she was wrong to doubt me. It's strange, though. Everyone else has gone home hours ago. But that's what separates the best from the rest. I stay behind because I care more. I work harder. I think smarter. I lead while others follow. They'll all thank me when this project lands. The company, the boss, even Sarah. They'll finally see that I'm not just an employee, I'm the reason they succeed.
Pride whispers that we stand tall because of our strength. But the truth is, those who rise too high on self-importance often stand alone. And the higher they climb, the harder the fall that waits in silence. Wait. This doesn't add up. The figures are inconsistent, and the proposal summary is missing two key attachments. Did he really send this to the client already?
You called for me, Sarah? Let me guess, you've never seen such an excellent report before, right? I told you the client would be impressed once they saw my touch.
Michael, I don't know what you thought you sent, but this is filled with errors. The financial breakdown is wrong, the summary is incomplete, and the client's name is even misspelled on the cover page.
That's impossible. I don't make mistakes, Sarah. I reviewed everything myself last night. Maybe someone tampered with it after I sent it out.
No one tampered with it, Michael. You worked alone and insisted on handling it without any review. This is exactly what you submitted. I've already received an email from the client. They were confused and disappointed.
Confused? Disappointed? They should be grateful we even took their project. I put hours into that work while everyone else was at home sleeping.
Effort doesn't excuse carelessness, Michael. You were warned about working in isolation. You rejected feedback and refused teamwork, and now the whole company's reputation is on the line because of your arrogance.
So what are you saying, Sarah? That one small error erases everything I've done for this company?
One small error can ruin everything, Michael. Excellence isn't just about skill, it's about humility, learning, and responsibility. You're brilliant, yes, but brilliance without wisdom becomes destruction. I need you to draft a correction immediately. I'll handle the client's apology myself. But Michael, take this as a wake-up call. Pride may make you feel invincible for a while, but it always leads to a fall. Mr. Thompson, I completely understand your frustration. Please believe me when I say this was not the standard we uphold here. The document you received contained serious oversights, and I take full responsibility as the team lead. We value your trust and partnership deeply, and I assure you, this will be corrected immediately. We'll send an updated and error-free version before the end of today. Yes, sir, I understand. The inconsistencies in the figures and the missing attachments shouldn't have happened. I agree, it made us look unprofessional. But please don't let one bad experience erase the good work we've done together in the past. We're already addressing the issue internally to ensure it never happens again. I understand, Mr. Thompson. Thank you for your honesty. We hope to rebuild your confidence in us. I'll personally oversee every document from now on before it reaches your desk. Thank you for your patience.
So, what did he say? I mean, I assume he wasn't too happy, but I can fix it, Sarah. Just give me the chance to talk to him directly.
Michael, the client is furious. He said this kind of mistake makes the company look unreliable and careless. He even mentioned considering another firm for future projects. Do you understand what that means? We may lose one of our biggest contracts because of this.
I didn't mean for this to happen, Sarah. I just thought I had everything under control. I've handled reports like this 100 times before. I didn't think I needed anyone to double-check my work.
That's exactly the problem, Michael. You think control equals competence. But real leadership isn't about doing everything alone, it's about trusting others, allowing correction, and recognizing that no one is perfect. You refuse to let anyone look over your work, and now the whole team is paying the price.
I just wanted to prove I was the best. That I could handle it all. I didn't want to look weak.
Being teachable doesn't make you weak, Michael, it makes you wise. Pride isolates, but humility builds strength. You were trying so hard to be irreplaceable that you forgot what makes someone truly valuable, the ability to learn, collaborate, and grow.
So, what happens now? Are we really going to lose the contract?
I don't know yet. Mr. Thompson said he'll think about it. But even if we manage to save this one, the damage is done. Our reputation took a hit, and that's harder to repair than any document.
Michael, I'm not angry at you. I'm disappointed because you're capable of so much more. You have talent, but without humility, that talent becomes a weapon that turns against you. Learn from this, please. Don't let pride cost you everything.
I understand. I really do. Few days after. Michael, I've thought carefully about everything that's happened this week, the mistake, the client's reaction, and how it's affected the entire team. I've also watched how you've responded since then. You're remorseful, yes, but I think what you really need right now isn't another project or another deadline. You need time to reflect, to breathe, and to rediscover humility.
Time to reflect? Sarah, what are you saying? You can't just sideline me over one error. I've done more for this company than anyone else. You know how much I've sacrificed. How can you even think about taking me off active duty?
Michael, I'm not taking you off because I don't value your work. I'm doing it because I value you and the team. I'm giving you 1 week off. No reports, no meetings, no projects. David will take over your responsibilities temporarily.
David? You're replacing me with David? The same David who still needs help formatting a basic presentation? He's nowhere near my level, Sarah. This is humiliating.
This isn't about levels, Michael. It's about leadership, and leadership starts with humility. You've spent so much energy proving how irreplaceable you are that you've forgotten what it means to be part of a team. This break isn't punishment, it's correction. It's a chance for you to step back and see what pride has been doing to you.
So you think taking a week off will suddenly make me humble? You think watching David handle my work will teach me something? Sarah, I've built my reputation through hard work. Sitting at home while someone else takes credit for it, that's not correction, that's embarrassment.
Sometimes embarrassment is the soil where humility grows, Michael. I know this feels unfair, but right now, your pride is hurting you more than any suspension ever could. You've lost perspective. The goal isn't to prove you're the best, it's to make everyone around you better. You can't do that if you're constantly standing above them.
I never meant to hurt anyone. I wanted to be respected. I wanted people to see my worth.
And they did, Michael. They still do. But true respect isn't demanded, it's earned through character, not competition. Take this week to reflect on that. I'm not replacing you. I'm giving you a chance to come back stronger, wiser, and grounded.
1 week. I guess I don't have a choice, do I?
You always have a choice. You can waste the week being angry, or you can use it to grow. I believe you'll make the right choice.
All right. I'll take the week. But I'll come back better. You'll see.
I'm counting on it. Sometimes, the strongest lessons come through silence and solitude.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. After everything I've done for that company. After all the late nights, the sleepless weekends, the deadlines I single-handedly met. This is the thanks I get? A suspension? A so-called week to reflect? Reflect on what? Being too good at my job. Oh sure, let's give David the project. The same David who once sent the report to the wrong client. Let's see how far they get without me holding everything together. They think I'm proud? They'll understand soon enough that confidence isn't arrogance, it's competence. But what if Sarah's right? What if I've pushed too hard? No, she doesn't understand what it takes to be the best. Nobody does. They all just want to be comfortable, average, ordinary. And I'm not ordinary. They'll regret this. Give it 2 days, David will mess something up, the client will complain again, and then they'll come running back. They'll realize I'm the only one who can keep things in order. They'll beg me to return. I've carried that entire team on my shoulders. And now suddenly, I'm the problem? No, they're the problem. They can't handle greatness, they mistake confidence for arrogance, because it reminds them of what they lack. They'll see soon. They'll see they can't survive without me. I'm irreplaceable. I have to be. Alright, everyone. We all know the past week hasn't been easy. Mistakes were made, and things got tense. But we can either stay stuck there or move forward and fix what went wrong. I believe in this team, and I believe we can make things right if we do it together.
You're right, David. I think what happened was a lesson for all of us. We've all been walking on eggshells lately, afraid to make mistakes. Maybe now we can actually share ideas without fear of being shut down.
Exactly. Everyone's input matters. We all have something valuable to bring to the table. I don't care whose name is on the report, as long as it's done well and done together. No one here is above correction, including me. You know, it already feels different. It's nice to work without feeling like someone's watching to point out every flaw. I think Sarah made the right call asking you to lead for now. I'm not here to replace anyone. Michael's been an excellent worker, his dedication has inspired a lot of us. I just want to make sure we keep the company moving while he's away. We owe it to Sarah, to the client, and to ourselves to do our best.
David, thank you. That's exactly the attitude I was hoping for. I can already see the change in the room, the teamwork, the unity, the willingness to listen to one another. That's what makes a workplace thrive. Not just talent, but humility and respect.
Thank you, Sarah. We'll make sure the revised proposal is ready before the end of the week. I'll coordinate with everyone to review every section twice before it goes out. We can't afford another mistake, but this time, we'll handle it together.
I'll take the lead on the data review. I want to make sure all the financial figures align perfectly this time.
And I'll handle the client summary and formatting. Let's make it clean, simple, and clear. Perfect. That's the spirit I like to see. Let's show that humility and teamwork can do what pride alone never could.
Thank you all. This, what I'm seeing right now, is what real success looks like. Not one person standing above the rest, but everyone standing together. When pride steps aside, teamwork rises. And when humility takes the lead, progress becomes effortless. Look at them. Focused, united, working as one. This is what I always knew they were capable of. It just took one storm to bring out their strength. I can't tell you how proud I am of all of you. You've turned what could have been a disaster into a beautiful comeback. The client just called, they reviewed the updated proposal, and they were extremely impressed. They said it's clearer, more professional, and more detailed than before. Really? That's amazing news. I was so nervous after what happened before. It feels good to see our effort pay off.
It wasn't easy, but it felt different this time. Everyone listened, everyone contributed. It didn't feel like a competition, it felt like a team.
And David, your leadership has been nothing short of inspiring. You handled this project with grace and humility. You didn't try to prove a point, you simply brought people together. That's real leadership.
Thank you, Sarah, but all I did was remind the team of what they already had inside them. Everyone here worked hard and supported one another. The credit belongs to all of us, not me.
And that, David, is exactly what I mean. Sometimes, pride hides real talent from shining. When the air clears, when competition and ego fade, that's when people truly blossom. I've seen more growth in this team in 1 week than I've seen in months. I guess this week taught us something deeper than just work ethic.
Yeah. What's that?
That no one needs to outshine the other to succeed. The light is brighter when we shine together. Yes. Sometimes pride blinds us from seeing the beauty of teamwork. But when humility walks in, everything starts to flow again. I just pray he learns this too. Before it's too late. Sometimes, success isn't lost, it's simply waiting for pride to move out of the way.
Maybe I wasn't as important as I thought. I gave everything to that job, and still, one mistake, and I'm out. But was it just one mistake? Or was it my pride that blinded me? I thought they needed me. I thought without me, the place would crumble. But the truth? They're probably doing fine. Maybe even better. He chuckles bitterly. Guess the company didn't need a hero. It needed a team. Pastor John. What brings you here this late? I was just passing by after an evening visit, and something in my heart said, go check on Michael. So, here I am. I hope I'm not intruding. No, not at all. Please, sit. Looks like it's been a heavy few days. You could say that. I got suspended, Pastor. Sarah said it's to reflect, not punishment, but it feels like I've lost everything. I worked harder than anyone else, stayed late, carried the whole team, and now they act like they don't need me. Michael, sometimes God allows a pause, not to punish us, but to teach us. You've been running so fast that you forgot what humility looks like. You see, even the best workers can fall when pride becomes their fuel. I thought confidence was a good thing. It is, until it turns into arrogance. There's a thin line between knowing your worth and thinking others have none. The Bible says in Proverbs 16 verse 18, pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Maybe this is your moment to see the truth clearly. So you think, God's trying to humble me? I think God is trying to help you rediscover who you are without the titles, without the applause. Because when your value no longer depends on your achievements, you'll finally understand grace. I've been so proud. I pushed everyone away, even those trying to help. Maybe it's time I let God rebuild what my pride broke. That's a good place to start, my son. Brokenness is not the end, it's where true strength begins. Sarah told me what happened at work, Michael. She said you're on a short break to reflect. You know, sometimes God allows us to step back so we can see what pride has been hiding. You've been given a gift, an exceptional mind, determination, leadership, but pride has a way of clouding even the brightest light. I just wanted to be the best, Pastor. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. I worked harder than everyone else because I wanted to prove something to them. Maybe even to myself. I thought if I could be the best, people would finally respect me. There's nothing wrong with wanting to excel, Michael. But when our goal becomes being seen rather than serving well, we lose sight of purpose. True greatness isn't in how loudly we shine, it's in how quietly we serve. Jesus washed the feet of his disciples, even though he was their master. That's humility, power under control. It's just hard, Pastor. I've always been the one people rely on. I felt like if I ever slowed down, everything would fall apart. I didn't trust anyone else to do it right. And that's exactly where pride sneaks in. It whispers, you're the only one who can. But humility says, we can, together. You see, the strength of a team isn't found in one person's perfection, but in shared responsibility. Even the best leaders need others. So all this time, I thought I was carrying the team. But maybe I was just carrying my ego. Perhaps. But don't be too hard on yourself. The fact that you're realizing this means God is already working in your heart. Remember, repentance isn't about shame, it's about redirection. You've been running fast, but now it's time to run in the right direction, with humility. I understand now. I wanted recognition more than I wanted to serve. I see that true greatness isn't about being the best, it's about being a blessing. Well said, Michael. When you return to work, go with a new heart. Let your words and actions show grace, not pride. And trust me, God will lift you higher than you ever tried to lift yourself.
Proverbs 16 verse 18, pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall.
Pride goes before destruction. I've read that verse so many times before, but I never truly understood it until now. All this time, I thought confidence was strength, but what I called confidence was pride in disguise. I thought I was irreplaceable. I believed the company would fall apart without me. But the truth is, I wasn't building people, I was building myself. And when I fell, I realized how fragile that foundation was. Lord, I've been so blinded by my own pride. I forgot that every gift I have came from you. I worked for glory, not for gratitude. Please forgive me. Teach me how to walk in humility, how to serve others, how to listen before I speak. I don't want to be admired anymore, I want to be changed. Thank you for humbling me before I destroyed myself. I see now that correction is your mercy in disguise. I've spent so many days proving I was right. And in the process, I forgot how to be kind. Maybe it's time I stop defending my pride and start repairing what I broke.
He picks up his phone and sends a text message to Sarah.
Sarah, I'm sorry. May I come in tomorrow to apologize to everyone? There. It's done. Whatever happens next, I'll face it with humility.
Thank you, Lord. This is the Michael I always knew was in there, just waiting to come out. Of course, Michael. You're always welcome here. Tomorrow will be a fresh start. Quotes.
A fresh start. I never thought those words would mean so much. Good morning, everyone. I know this is unexpected, but I didn't come to take over or to act like the boss today. I came because I owe every single one of you an apology. For a long time, I thought being the loudest voice in the room made me the most valuable. I believed I was carrying this company on my shoulders. But I see now that I wasn't leading, I was pushing. I made others feel small so I could feel big. And that's not strength. That's pride. I disrespected some of you, ignored your ideas, and made you feel like you didn't matter. I see now how wrong that was. No one succeeds alone. This company works because of teamwork, not ego. And I want to sincerely say, I'm sorry. Truly. From the bottom of my heart. Michael. It takes real courage to come back and say that. We've all made mistakes, but few people admit them so openly. We forgive you, man. Let's start fresh. Thank you. I don't deserve your kindness, but I promise from now on, I'll earn it. I want to work with you, not above you. I've learned my lesson, and I just hope you'll let me prove it.
Welcome back, Michael. We all fall sometimes, but it's how we rise that defines us. You've just shown us what true growth looks like. Michael, welcome. I was hoping you'd stop by. I wanted to say thank you for what you said this morning. Taking responsibility like that in front of everyone wasn't easy, but it showed real growth. We all make mistakes, but humility, that's what restores respect and trust.
Thank you, Sarah. I spent the last few days thinking about everything you said to me. Back then, I thought your warning about pride was just criticism, But now I understand. You weren't trying to tear me down, you were trying to protect me from falling deeper into my own arrogance.
I wasn't against you, Michael. I always saw your potential, but I also saw how pride was hiding the best parts of you. You have talent, but talent without humility turns into destruction. I wanted you to see that before it was too late.
You were right. I was blinded by my need to be seen, to be praised. I measured success by how loud my name echoed in the room, not by the impact I made on people. But I've learned my lesson, Sarah. I want to start fresh, not as the man who thought he was irreplaceable, but as a man who knows that everyone matters.
That's all I ever wanted to hear, Michael. Everyone deserves a second chance, especially those who learn from their first one. So yes, you can start fresh. Let your actions speak louder than your pride ever did.
Thank you, Sarah. This time, I'll lead with humility, not ego. I just want to rebuild trust and do things the right way.
Then start here, help David finish this project. Work side by side with him. Show the team that leadership isn't about being above others, it's about walking beside them.
I won't disappoint you again.
Sometimes, the fall is what teaches us how to stand tall again.
David, I just want to say thank you for holding things together while I was away. I know it probably wasn't easy stepping into my role on short notice. You did an incredible job, and honestly, you handled it with more grace and teamwork than I ever did before. Thanks, Michael. But really, it wasn't about replacing anyone. We just all came together and did our best. That's what a team is supposed to do. When one person is down, the others lift things up. No one here wanted to see you fail. We just wanted everyone to succeed together. You know, that's something I never understood before. I used to see teamwork as a weakness, as if asking for help meant I wasn't good enough. But watching how you led the team, it showed me that humility actually strengthens leadership. You earned everyone's respect because you listened and valued them. I really admire that. Well, the truth is, I learned from watching you too, both your successes and your mistakes. You pushed us to do better, even when your methods were intense. He laughed softly, but it showed me that passion can be powerful when it's guided by humility. So in a way, we both learned from each other. Yeah, I guess iron really does sharpen iron. And don't worry, I've retired from my I am the best phase. From now on, I just want to be part of the team. Then welcome back, teammate. Alright, everyone, this new project is a big one, but I know we can handle it together. David, I'd like you to take the lead on the presentation slides. You've got a great eye for detail. And Lisa, your coordination skills kept us on track last time, so I trust you'll handle communication with the client again. I'll focus on the proposal draft, but if anyone sees a better approach, please speak up. We're stronger when we build together. You know, I used to think leadership meant being the loudest voice in the room. But now I see that true leadership means listening, learning, and lifting others. We all bring something valuable to the table, and it's that unity that makes us succeed, not one person standing above the rest. Well said, Michael. Looks like someone's been taking humility lessons. Every day's a lesson, David. And I'm still learning.
James 4 verse 10 - Humble yourselves before the Lord, and he will lift you up. Pride isolates, but humility elevates. The moment we think we're irreplaceable, we forget that every gift, every skill, every success, comes from God alone. When we humble ourselves before Him, He lifts us higher than pride ever could. Thank you for watching IdyDan Stories. Remember, no one is above correction and no one is irreplaceable. When we humble ourselves, God lifts us in His perfect time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and keep walking in humility and grace.